Hello everyone, this is James Shore with another test-driven development video. It's been over a week since I last recorded my last video. I've just gotten back from my vacation, and so I have to catch up to where I was. But as I recall, we had just finished getting the basic um, stock market table working. So we have a starting balance and sales and growth and stuff, and it matches what's happening in the spreadsheet, which is awesome. And took way longer than I thought it would. Although, if you think it in terms of 15 minutes per episode, it's been something like 2.5 hours of actual programming time, which actually is not bad at all. So, or something. So anyway, what I would like to do next is improve the look and feel of this application. So I want to have, we've got the basics working. There's a lot of little things that need to be added, but in terms of polish, I just don't like the way this looks. And so that's what I want to do next, is I want to get this table looking the way I want it to. Now, when I first did my spikes on swing and on SWT, I uh, I solved this problem. Oops, that's SWT. Let's bring up the swing spike. So I know how to do it. So let's see if we bring this up. Yeah. So you can see here that we have the alternating colors. I'm pretty sure I could change the font if I wanted to. Everything is there. And I could just copy that code over into the production code. But the real trick here is figuring out how to make it testable. And that's a real challenge. So as I see it, there's a couple of ways of doing this. One, we could just do it by inspection, test by inspection, which is basically a fancy way of saying we'll test manually, verify that it works the way that we want, and then have the design partitioned such that we never change that code again without testing it again. That is a valid option, and honestly, that's what I usually do in most projects I work on, because I've never really taken the time to figure out how to test the UI properly. And because it's so visual, it's very hard to test. So that's one option. But since this is a sort of a demonstration video series, I thought this would be a really good opportunity to try something harder, to actually really test this UI for real, automatically. So another option I can think of is to, let's see, I guess just test programmatically fonts and colors, etc., without testing the overall look and feel, just testing those things. And a third option would be to take a snapshot screen and then compare that to a reference rendering. This is an option that I've never tried. It sounds really interesting. And I believe there are some programs out there already to do this. Llewellyn Falco has a tool whose name escapes me at the moment. I need to go look it up. That I think might do this. It's definitely a different approach to testing this, based on taking snapshots of the correct behavior and then comparing to what you actually have. Sorry, Llewellyn, if I'm butchering what you've got going there. But so that would be something to investigate. I think, though, what I'd like to start with is just taking a look at this. So lots of trial and error coming up. I hope you like that, and if you don't, why are you still watching? Because that's what this entire series has been about. And actually, in my opinion, that's what test-driven development and agile programming is about. It's about creating theories and testing them, not just going off and reading and then doing something based on a lot of research and crossing your fingers at the end that it works, but doing a little research, trying something, seeing if it works, making changes, and so forth. I just managed to show lots of error and not so much trial. So anyway, let's do that. First, though, I think I'm going to pause the video for a moment. I want to take a look and see what Llewellyn-Falco's got going and see if that's relevant. So I'm going to pause the video and be back in a few moments. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so I went online and I looked up Llewellyn's project and I found it. It is called Approval Tests, and if you Google approval tests, I'm sure you'll find it. And Llewellyn works on it with Dan Gilkerson. The version I found wasn't terribly current. I'm not sure if Llewellyn's still maintaining it, but I think what I would like to do is I'd like to just do some spikes of both of these ideas. So we've already got the swing spikes here. Now what I think I'll do is I'll make a new spike package, and let's try approvals. Let's see if we can get it to work. And I think the easiest way to do that would be to just clone it. Let's see, I guess we don't really need that after all. Okay. So let's see, how can we make this work? Okay. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll just drop the jar file in the swing directory or the spike directory. The reason I like to put the jars in the spike directory is it just keeps everything nice and self-contained. Let's see. I think if I'm going to rename that. Oh, that works good. All right, we've still got it running. Okay. Let's go ahead and synchronize that up. Oh, this is interesting. Wow, I kind of expected there to be a jar. I guess this is the jar. Okay, that may have worked. Let's see. Oh, that's interesting. I think yeah, I think my Mac is being a little too clever, and I do not mean that in a nice way, in that it's finding a jar inside there and then unzipping that right away. But that's okay. Yeah. All right, I'm going to pause the video and try to work this out. Back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, I was able to unzip that from the command line. So now I can remove this from here and refresh here, delete that entirely, and add this to the build path. While we're at it, let's go ahead and copy that in. Right. Okay, that worked. Let's see if we can find our approvals file. There we go. Okay, so we've got our approvals loaded up. Now we just need to somehow write a test. Now, the documentation on the website was a bit on the thin side. Let me see what I can see. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much here. There's that. Okay. Well, let's see. Don't really want to open a zip file, but sure, whatever. All right. This is mildly helpful, but not really what I was hoping for. Okay, so there's our approval. That's where it puts in. Okay, so the way this stuff works is it's doing what I was talking about before, in that it takes a snapshot of what you want, or what happened, and it compares that to what you had previously documented as being what you expected. I've not actually used this. I've seen Llewellyn demonstrate it, and it seemed very cool. I don't know if it's going to work for what we want to do here or not, so that's why I wanted to do this spike. So I think what we need to do next is write a test using this approvals code, and it will look something like this, I guess. I don't know, but I have some editing to do the video, but I'm pretty sure I'm out of time, or close to out of time. So I'm going to call this it for today. Just an introduction to what's coming up next, which is, again, spiking out different ways of testing the look and feel, mostly the look at this point, of our UI. So that's it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.